Hello and welcome to the Yarnivore Flosstube, episode 33. I'm Sadie. I'm also your host, Sadie Ruin, on Twitter and Instagram. Blue Ruin if you're on Ravelry. If you're not, that's okay. If you're a knitter, thanks for coming back. And if you're just here for the Flosstube, welcome, welcome. I will say one more time that I had a very long dentist appointment earlier this week. My mouth is very sore, so if I'm talking funny, I apologize in advance. There's nothing I can do about it. So let's jump right on into things. It's going to be kind of a mishmash. A mishmash. I think that's the best way to say it. I have to figure out how to recalibrate things because everything is everywhere. So let's start at the start. I got my 1-2-3 stitch order, which means that I could go back to my Halloween arches because I got the extra onyx. And I'm glad I'm not the only one who gets super irritated by people who think that it's completely okay not to write how many skeins you need. But that's okay. Bent Creek, I'll forgive you. This is what Halloween arches looks like. As you may recall, I had the first 2 arches done, and I had part of the third. So here is where I currently am. I finished I finished the side, the bottom. I put the tree in so I could do the bat in the top here. I'm sorry, David. I'm sorry. I should be more respectful. I have, of course, my onyx is ready to go, so I can keep going. I put the moon in for the cat and the little collar on the cat. And yeah, that's as far as I've gotten. This is 28 count Carolina linen from Joann's or Michael's. I can't remember. I do not like this. I do not. This is not my favorite. I know I have like 3 more rolls of it, but I don't like it at all. I think the weave is too open. I think it'd be good for 1/1. I think if I use this again, like on the next 3 that I'll use, I'm going to do 1/1 because I don't like... 2/2 just looks weird to me. I don't know. I haven't done any of the back stitching or the French knots that are required in this because I'll do those last. So I would like to get this finished before Halloween. I really would. And I think I could do it because once I'm done this, I just have the 2 on the other side. And that should be doable, right? Right? I need a finish. I'll tell you why in a second. Not enough coffee in the world. Not enough. Okay, so that was one thing that got worked on. I've decided that 3 seems to be a good number for me to work on in a week. So I give the weekend to one thing, and then I give half a week to one thing and half a week to another thing. And then if I get kind of messed up in the middle, that's fine. But for the most part, I think 3 is my magic number of working on things. 3. So the thing that got a fair bit of love is the Red and the Black 2 by Prairie Moon. Pardon the glare. Yeah, there. It is gorgeousness. And I believe this is dark for dark October stitching because it's like, I want to say 95% black, maybe 98%. So it's majorly black. I think dark October stitching, it works. This is where I got to. So I almost finished this whole motif here. Look at how gorgeous that is. Just look. Look. Can you handle it? I can't. It's probably... This is how dark the actual fabric is, but when I bring it in, it gets washed out a little bit. However, look at that. Look at it, how adorable it is. I am so excited. It's on 35 count Peeps Lost Sheep linen, which is a Dames of the Needle linen, I have found out after doing some research. And I really like this linen. I'm going to have to get more. I'm going to need more in my life. So this got a fair bit of work. And the Dark October stitching tag was started by the Eclectic Possessions and Cozy Egg, I believe. love watching their stuff. I just love checking on that tag and what everybody's doing. It is so pretty. Of course, being dark, like liking dark stuff and liking Halloween is my favorite time of year. Like, this totally plays into my wheelhouse. So I look and I see all these patterns and I'm like, I need that pattern and that pattern and that pattern. It's really been bad for my wish list. The third thing I worked on was my Prairie Schooler Hocus Pocus, which is, of course, the bee's knees, as all Prairie Schoolers are. So here's the progress. I finished all the white in here. This guy is totally done except for the orange bits in the corners. I got the cat done. I got the chair is done. The bottom half of the witch is done. I did some more of this. I did some more of this. So I got pretty far. I love it. I love it. This is on 28 count antique white Monaco from Michael's, I want to say. So with my Crafter's Waypoint one. The Halloween Arches has David Bowie from Minding My Minders, and the two kitties are from Crafter's Waypoint. And I love this, and I need this more in my life. I say that about everything I do. It's like, I need this in my life. Well, no. I need everything. I am probably one of the worst people for that. I was like, no, I need more. But these are things I will definitely frame myself and put up because they're definitely the aesthetic I appreciate and I like. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited to have them done. The Halloween one, I probably won't frame. I'm thinking of doing a no-sew box or cube, or the no-sew cube thingy, or maybe mounting it onto a piece of canvas and doing ribbon around it. I'm not 100% sure that that'll be framed. It'll probably just be turned into like a knick-knack. Because it's probably going to be like that big. And yeah, I don't think it needs to be. I just don't think it needs to be. Okay, so getting into why I am so frigging excited to finish something, because I need to start something. I told you my 1-2-3 stitch order came in. So, I know some people hate the crinkle. I love the crinkle. It just makes me excited. It's a Pavlovian response, and there's dust, apparently. So I just saw it in the screen. It's Pavlovian. I hear the crinkle, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's something new and exciting. So, for the Pelican, Sue, Pelican, I know she bought a giant piece of 18 count to do it on. Well, I bought a giant piece of 40 count because I'm younger. My eyes are better. So I tell myself while wearing glasses. 40 count mallow linen. That is pretty much, it's like a toasted marshmallow. And I believe I'm going to do 1/2 on this. I think 1/2 will do me the best. Because I don't want it to be ridiculous. But this is huge. Like, this is way too big. But I wanted to have enough that I could genuinely, like, pay someone to frame it properly for me. Even though it's going to cost $1 million. I think this is one that will need to be framed. And I believe it's like 16 on 20. Like 16 inches across on 20 or something like that. And 20 something. Like, I bought this because I wanted extra edge fabric, and the other one was just a little too tight. I didn't want to have any tight corners, so, and seriously, I have to say, for 1-2-3 stitch, for just like a basic, this is Zweigart too. This is a Zweigart 40 count mallow linen, 27 by 36. It was $18.96 plus shipping, etc. But like, I mean, $20, huge piece of 40 count. That just made me happy. And that's what I want for the background of my Pelican, because it's very, there's some space showing, which is why I went with like a non-white, but at the same time, a lot of it is full coverage, so this just works in my head perfectly. I do love using hand dyes for things that have a lot of space, but there's not a lot of void in the Pelican, in my mind. Whatever. I also have a stack of haul and such to show you. It's going to get a little all over the place right now, so careful. I was watching Patty S., her Flosstube. She does a Flosstube and a knitting podcast. And I had the pleasure of meeting her at SSK this year. She pointed out that Gecko Rouge, for a limited time, has the Fright Night PDF, which was a Heaven and Earth PDF, and everybody wanted it, and it was retired. And so I was like, oh yeah, because it's like 15 pounds, so it works out to $20 US. I didn't care. I needed it. I wanted it. It had to be in my life. I only printed out the cover page, but I bought it. It is so beautiful. This is my life. This is my goal in life. Like, this looks like the Addams Family Mansion. It's just so pretty. And I love the scroll work and the detailing. I believe Jess Cross Stitches has it and is going to be doing it. Oh my goodness. I can't handle it. It's that beautiful. 89 colors, 442 by 550 stitches. I think I'm going to do it on 25 count, 1/1. I think. I'm going to have to order some fabric for that. But look at how gorgeous it is. Let's just take the time to see that it has not only cats and bats, but birds, like, and pumpkins. Like, oh my goodness, I can't handle how awesome this is. And that's the only reason I want to do it, because I know it's going to be confetti hell with 89 colors. It's going to be a form of torture, but a beautiful, wonderful, sweet, sweet torture. It might be my old world map. But yes, I want to start this. I think this might be my New Year start. I think I'll start it, like, I'll kit everything up slowly over for New Year. And then I got a package in the mail, and I was like, I didn't order anything, because at that point I hadn't ordered anything. And it was my prize from Julicious. So I have this, the Cricket Collection, The Master and the Macabre by Vicky Hastings. And I've decided I'm going to order some fabric for it, because I believe this needs to be on some really lovely fabric. I want to do it on, they did a 28 count Forest Mist solid color linen substitute, or Lucky Penny overdyed linen by R&R Reproductions in 30 count. I might go up to 32 even. I might. So excited. There's the Pit and the Pendulum. I think that's the Telltale Heart. The Mask of the Red Death. The Raven. So excited. So excited. Can't handle it. I need to start all the things, but I also need to rein myself in. If only because I have to finish a wedding shawl in like 2 months. Otherwise, I would probably go crazy. She sent me a thing of Anchor Black, which means I'm going to need to do something in just solid black, which I will do, because I'm me. A postcard from the Philadelphia Museum of Art, which I hope to someday visit. I've done the Chicago museums, so I would like to do I want to do the museums of each individual state eventually, and some freebies, which I will hold back here. See? Which I actually I love the Barrick sampler, which makes sense because it's Kathy Barrick and she makes me swoon. And I like the weeds for sale because I have never been able to grow anything but weeds and squash. That's what I can, and peppers. Weeds, squash, and peppers. That is what I can grow. I don't mean weed as an actual weed, although I do live in Washington. I could see if I could grow weed, but I'm just saying we have black thumbs in my family. We do not have green thumbs. We have weeds in our yards. So that makes total sense. I should do that one for my mom because she would get a hoot out of it. A hoot. And then, so thank you very much, Julicious. That is awesome. And I cannot wait to start it. And I promise that when I finish it, I will pass it along so that the stash continues to move and we can have a chain of awesome. And then when I ordered my fabric, there was a sale. Because there's always a sale on 123 Stitch, you know that. There's always something on sale. And it was payday. There was like, the eclipse happened where it was payday, and there was a sale, and I needed to order anyway. And you can't just order 2 things of floss and a piece of fabric and feel good about yourself. Well, maybe you can, but I can't, because I need to make sure that shipping counts. So I got a couple patterns. I got Barbara Anna Designs My Favorite Apron, which made it onto my wish list, and I noticed was for sale because Fiber Artsy is doing it. I believe this is one of her Stitch Mania starts, and it's gorgeous. I love it. I love it so much. Maybe back here. There's glare. And it says, I cannot count my day complete till needle, thread, and fabric meet. Which, of course, has been on almost everything. Everybody's got a version of this. I just love this woman and her eclectic apron. It calls for a Valdani 6-strand overdyed floss. It recommends some DMC colors. Then there's DMC, and then there's DMC color variations. I will probably do the DMC variations. Especially since it's like, I'm not sure, but this, hold on one sec. Sorry about that. This pink right here is the only one, if it's one of the silks, I would buy. But I'm guessing Rusted Orange, Bronze, Chocolate Brownie, Watery Weed, Black Sea, and Primitive Blue. Apparently, I kicked up the dust in here, and now I'm just really irritating myself. I'm guessing those are the Valdani, and I'm guessing none of them are the pink. And the pink is the only one I think I really need to make sure stays there. So everything else is, you know, mon tablier préféré, grille de pomme de croix compte. So is she French? Or is this, does this come out of Canada? Oh no, printed in France. Creative Poppy, out of France, okay. This was stitched on 40 count natural linen, and it's very tiny. Very tiny. I don't know if I'll do it on 40 count. I could see 36. I don't know. 18? 18 count, anyone? I'll make that decision when I come to it. It was on sale and I wanted it. And then because I have discovered I have a problem, and that problem's name is Kathy Barrick, I had to get this. It has a sheep on it. And I believe I saw Eclectic Possessions had this one, and I was like, that needs to be in my life. And this was done on 35 count putty from Weeks Dye Works. It's charted for NPI silk, and they have a DMC conversion. I will be doing the DMC conversion because that is who I am. But it is so pretty. I would be working on my Dear Heart, but it's not dark, and I want to participate in the dark October stitching for like the entirety of October. So I'm really focused on dark stitching. I'm not 100% sure if my pelican counts, but if I finish my Halloween arches, I'm starting my pelican, and it better count because it's dark and it's dark. It's a Courtney collection, so it's got to be dark enough, right? Right? I would say so. But my big works so far this week are those 3. I will probably continue on them, although with the Year of Whips, I went and I photocopied out of the magazine that I'm using the chart for my skull that I want to do for the Year of Whips. It's on 18 count. And it's all ready to go. So I might bring that one out this week and get some stitching done on it because it is a super simple one. They're big blocks of color, which make me kind of happy. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I'm hoping. I'm hoping it comes out well. That is pretty much everything I've gotten up to this week. That's a lot of haul, and I know it doesn't seem like it, but it is a lot of stitching for me. mostly because I haven't been sleeping well. You know, that happens when you lose your snoring bedmate. We are not the kind, there are some couples, and more power to you if you're one of them, where, they like having alone time. It's like, I can't wait for my husband to go away because I want to, take a bath and drink wine in the bathtub and, cool. More power to you. I am not one of those people. I want my husband around at all friggin' times. And he's the same way. It's just, maybe it's because his work is so, it takes him away so much, but I don't want him to go away. It's like, well, we're separated when he's at work for his, like, whatever 10-hour day it's been lately. So we like spending time together. We like seeing each other and having time together. We're not one of those people. We're not the people who enjoy time away from each other. That could also be because we don't have a lot of outside friends. I don't know. I'm not getting into, like, I'm not going to get into the, hi, what's up? You going to irritate everyone else's cats? I'm not going to get into the minutia of our oddness or lack thereof. But needless to say, I miss them. And so does Petrie, and so does Bebop. Frankie doesn't miss anything because she rarely even notices shit, but that's just Frank. Sorry, I swore. I have nothing more to add. I will... Hi. Where are you? Hi. Meow. Do you want to come up and say hi? Do you? Okay. Unimpressed. Unimpressed. Chin scratch? No? What can I do for you? You want to look at everybody? No? Okay, well, that is all I had to say. There's a cat fur. That is all I had to say. Right, P? Right? So, they've been extra clingy since the husband left. I will be checking in with you next week. Hopefully I will have a finished Halloween arches to show you. So you don't have to watch me get molested by my cat here. Because she is being a suck. She's also very snotty today. Very snotty. I think it's the change of weather because my allergies are actually acting up as well. Ooh. Thanks, P. I needed a handful of snot. Well, I hope everyone has a great week. I hope you have wonderful stitching, and I will see you next week.